Hello, all. We are back. We are back running Wong's Jade Garden. It's been great. I don't know why anyone would be like, we're having a thriving business. We have customers, and when they're sick, we throw them out the back because they've got 7
Right.
of us. And I don't have a doorstop, and I'm really curious. I'm really self-conscious. This is fantastic. Cool. So yeah, let's go to day 2, right?
Yeah. So before we start the daytime checklist, let's go around and see. I just want to know, like, how's everyone's characters dealing with the previous day?
Well, I wrote a poem about it. It goes like this. It's little shrimp failed his duty. No pork, I had to shout. My father made a fish soup beauty to stop our patrons from going out. The Jade Garden had no chicken. We had no beef and no pork meat. That wasn't as awful as what happened with people screaming in the street. My grandmother with the broom in hand sweeps all the badness under the rug, from Tong members who make demands to people all hopped up on drugs. That's what I wrote.
Wow.
Whoa!
That is brilliant.
So much.
I
That
used my
sums
poetry
it up for
skill.
everyone.
There you go.
That is brilliant.
That's amazing.
I'm really glad my wife didn't say I had something gross on my face. So,
Aw, buddy.
yeah, I think that's what he got out of it was, it's mostly, I think that's amazing. I don't have anything to add.
That's how I feel.
That's it. That's all we have.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. That was really good.
That was a badass. We just have to all agree.
Yeah.
Grandma is a badass.
Oh yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
Grandma's tired of all the shenanigans. She's, I'm too old for this.
Right.
Yeah.
As I'm actually embroidering right now while we're playing the game.
That's awesome.
Get in character.
Yeah.
Nice
All
job,
right.
Morgan.
So let's go into the next day. So now we're going to take away 2 dice from the dice pool. So now we're rolling 4 dice instead of the 6
Good.
because things are getting a little stressful and unpredictable and weird. So, but you've all been through this. You're, pros at this. You've been through, fires, earthquakes, another thing like this, whatever.
Yeah. What's hopping life suckers?
Yeah, exactly. So, for the daytime checklist, let's start going through all these tasks. And who would like to delegate?
Why doesn't Grandma delegate this year?
I was going to
Yeah.
say that exact same thing.
Of course, she's just going to stick with making the. Oh, let me put the list.
Oh, and remember, we have 5 hours.
Yeah. She's going to make the mother sauce, like always, because she doesn't trust anybody else.
Nice.
She's going to make sure each pantry station is ready. Then she's going to tell Sam to do the cleaning.
Oh.
All the cleaning?
Enough that they can handle it. Yeah.
Restock is probably be me too.
If it doesn't go over the 5 hours, then yeah.
Yeah. So I think Sam's got 2 more hours left.
Okay. Well, we're not getting deliveries, hopefully. So.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Hing is on barbecue.
I think Hing was going to say we need to go to the market. I mean, it's not a thing here, but I feel like Hing's got to, we need food.
That might be an additional task, right? So
Yeah, can we add an additional task of getting food from the market?
Yeah.
make more work for ourselves, but yes.
But I mean,
we do need
barely
more food.
skated by. I think Hing's going to go to the market. He's going to be there first thing in the morning when they open up.
How long do you think it'll take? An hour or 2, or?
I feel like it'll take 2 hours. Yeah.
I was going to say 2 hours because you're probably going to try to negotiate everything.
Exactly.
Right?
He's going to try and get the
restaurant prices.
I figure the deal is we get special restaurant prices, but and they wouldn't give those normally. So I'm gonna have to be no, I'm part of your normal delivery. Little shrimp didn't bring this, that, and the other. Where's my this? I think I'm trying to get it free because I'm it's never delivered.
Yeah.
And we're like, you owe me
Nice.
this little
Oh,
shipment, and then I'm
We
gonna have to
paid.
like,
We totally paid.
what's that?
We totally
Yeah,
paid.
we totally paid.
Yeah.
And then if I can't get it free, it's gonna be like, well, I want it at my normal pricing, not the regular price. Yeah, I think it's 2 hours.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So
But I can come back and do the barbecue and
Well, I guess the
simmer
question is, if that food is all purchased, then do we have to bring it back then, or are they going to deliver it? Is that in their price?
Mm.
Ooh,
I was
delivery.
imagining
Oh, sorry.
coming back like super overburdened, like carrying a bunch of stuff. But maybe it's so much stuff that they'd have to do at delivery.
Or
this
you
is your
can
one car
carry-
trip to your car trip for the groceries to the house, and you just want to do one trip and that's it, and you just like load your arms up with bags.
Yeah, I imagine him coming in like all these bags of parcels. He's got like something, like at first we think there's like a hopping creature outside banging on the
It's
door, but
you,
it's
though.
just being like because he all his hands are tied up, he's like banging his head into the thing like open the door, and he can't say anything because he's got some twine in his teeth that's holding
Yeah.
the parcel.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Alright.
I've done this. I've been like one trip only.
One trip.
All right. If that's the case, then since he's going to the market, Grandma's gonna make dumplings as well.
Okay,
Mm.
cool. So
Well, this could be
grandma's
the best dumpling day ever.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best dumplings.
We have a few more to go.
Yeah. And then finally, for her last bit, she's going to just restock the napkins and utensils because
Thank
she was on
you.
her feet for too long. Then Yi can probably do everything else: the vegetables, seafood, and rice.
And soup.
Th-
Yeah.
There's a
Oh, and
soup.
soup.
That'll
Yeah,
over.
I think no.
Oh,
I mean,
overextend.
Hing's simmering the soup. He's doing
Okay.
the soup, the barbecue.
Oh yeah. You still have time. Okay.
Because I only use two.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
cool. So everything gets done. But before we get into completing all this stuff, this is just the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So Hing's at the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
and you are going to bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Okay, cool. So what does it look like at the grocery store? Does it look like it's sort of empty or like packed or?
Well, Hing gets there like very first thing in the morning when they're first opening, and I think that there are a couple other people that do the same thing, and they're doing it for different reasons. The other people, the usuals who are there first thing is because they want the first cuts of the meat. I think there's all these like hunks of meat hanging and stuff like that, and they want to get their picks so they get the very best ones, right?
Nice.
So there's a lot of, I think this place is used to like a lot of bartering, a lot of demanding people like that like, no, I want that one. No, don't give me that hunk. Give me that one. So so I think it hasn't hit the rush, but it's certainly not Hing all by himself. There's plenty of people. And he is going to go right back into like the back of the grocery store, like behind the meat counter to talk to the manager because the manager wasn't there yesterday. And I'm assuming he heard, by now that the manager wasn't there. And he wants his delivery. And so that's what I'm imagining is him kind of going in and just like, I'm talking to the manager. We didn't get our delivery.
Okay, cool.
Is anyone from the Silver Dragon there since they also didn't get their delivery?
Good question.
Yeah. Is anyone from the Silver Dragon there?
I feel like there would be someone there and you guys are going to like, you know what I mean? Compete or see
Ooh.
who's going to order first and then is
Nice.
someone going to copy or?
Are they going to undercut
Very
you?
cool.
Are they going to offer more money for what you want?
Yeah, totally. I think Long from the Silver Dragon is there.
Ooh.
Long is, I mean, I don't.
Long versus Wong. It's about to go down.
Like, Hing doesn't have nemesis. He's too mild-mannered a person to have nemesis. He's not a kind of guy who goes around collecting nemesis. But there's a rivalry of sorts.
All right. So you see Long there, and he just looks at you up and down. He's just like, why are you here?
Why are you here?
Oh, just to get the best cuts of meat, as usual.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Does anything seem different to you? Anything seem unusual?
Oh, yeah. Business is great.
No, I mean like not business. Like anything else seem unusual?
my life in general has been very good. Everyone in my family is doing extremely well.
So you don't notice the smole at all then? It's just like totally normal. You just think it's totally usual. You think it's fine? He doesn't stand out? I think there's like a hair coming out of it now.
He just ignores you. He just ignores you and he just like looks down.
I feel like you're not talking to me now because this mole is upsetting. Are you not talking to me now because it's gross or because me talking to you about it is gross? Or both?
He's like slowly shuffling away.
I feel like you're avoiding me now. Long. It seems like, right. Yeah, that's about as aggressive.
He's just like not saying anything.
Nice.
So you're both standing there for quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like anyone's going to show up, and 20 minutes go by.
Oh, to the market at all? Like no one opens it? The grocery store, I mean?
Yep, no one's there. So there's like a few other people that are all just like waiting.
Yeah, I imagine like at some point somebody like bangs on the door or something like that to say like open up.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be you though. You're not that aggressive.
No, I'm totally not. I would be like, are you? Yeah, that's about as much as English.
All right. So as you're all waiting, finally, Little Shrimp shows up.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, what are you all doing here?
Little Shrimp was supposed to open an hour ago. What's going on?
Oh, did my manager not show up?
Nobody showed up. Do you have the keys?
Oh, yeah, here. And he just like tosses the keys to you.
Okay, I'm just gonna open this door because your restaurant, your market is supposed to be open, not because I'm breaking in, but just because that's what's supposed to be normally, right? Everybody, right? Yep. Okay, everybody agrees with me.
No one's saying anything.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as agreement. Everyone agrees. Yes, I unlocked the door.
So you unlock the door, and as you open it, you smell like a whiff of something that's rotting. It just smells like just garbage. It smells like rotting garbage.
Is Little Shrimp still there?
Little Shrimp's still there, yeah.
Little Shrimp, did you forget to take the garbage out?
What? No, I forgot to take the garbage out last week.
Have you still forgotten to take the garbage out the whole time? Has it been since last week?
No, I'm pretty sure I took the garbage out.
I like open the door. I'm like, what does it smell like to you, Little Shrimp?
Well, it smells like rotting meat, which was not what I threw out last week. I threw out rotting vegetables last week, so this is, yeah. It's not me this time.
Okay. Well, maybe you should go in and throw out the rotting meat this time.
Maybe.
And I'm just going to go and make sure that everything's okay. And I definitely will not help myself to any of your supplies.
So you're walking in first?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. So you're walking in and you feel a little drip on your shoulder.
Oh,
it's
this
still
is
dark.
My favorite shirt. I
And
kind of just like brush off and I start looking for the light switch. Is there power? Is it electricity? 1900? Yeah, there'd be power, right?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't find anything on the walls, but you still feel like these drips.
Like continual.
Yeah, it's slight at first, but then suddenly it's just like, oh, there's like, it's like it's raining in here.
Little Shrimp, did you get a new mister to keep the vegetables wet?
So Little Shrimp is still like outside in the daylight, and he sees you turn around, and he's just like, oh my God.
Oh no, it's really ugly, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Don't. Stop it. What's wrong?
Oh my God.
Oh, no, Little Shrimp, it wasn't that ugly. It's only one hair.
And he runs. And he just like runs off in the other direction.
I'm so embarrassed.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, I keep going. Yeah.
You're gonna keep going into the thing.
I need to get supplies. My family did not send me here to come back with nothing. I'm not coming back empty-handed. Yeah. So I think if it's really dark in here, I figure your eyes sort of adjust after a little bit to because there's some light from the outside as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just sort of like groping along, and I don't want to be. I would never want to be accused as being a thief. So I'm just like, hello, manager, I'm here. I'm picking up my order, and I'm just sort of like groping around to try and figure out, to get into the back.
No one says anything, and rude. It's very dark. Yeah, very rude. And
just like long.
Your eyes are slowly adjusting, and you see, shapes of boxes piled on top of each other.
Okay.
Can I have you roll?
Yeah.
4d6.
Let's do it. Got a 5.
Oh, so you found a box that's just open, and it's got like fresh vegetables and cuts of meat in it.
Ah, perfect. Awesome. Pork. That's what I needed. Or chicken. Anything. I'm like, okay, well, I have a notepad that's for writing orders down. Mm-hmm. And I write down on my notepad, taken for Wong's Jade Garden, and I like jot down like real shorthand versions of like what I took, and I like place it on the counter, so that I'm not stealing. I'm just telling them what I took, and I'm gonna grab the box and head out. Excellent.
Totally reasonable.
Got just what I needed. Got everything I needed.
All right, cool.
Am I still being like dripped on?
It stopped temporarily, but there's like, you can feel like there's stuff on you.
I'm like wiping it off, and then but I definitely will like get something to cover over the box. Like I'll close it on the box because I don't want the food to be gross. Like I can go home and change my shirt. I love this shirt though.
Yeah, very smart. All right, so let's go back to the restaurant, and by this time it's already the afternoon. Yi, what are you doing?
So afternoon, it's not as busy as dinner, correct? So there's some people, but it's not like we're just slammed.
Yeah.
So we're not missing Hing quite as much as we would at dinner. I'm probably waiting for him, hoping he'll come back soon because we need to start prepping for dinner. So we need these supplies that he's supposed to be bringing back. And then I would also be taking orders and helping get the food since he's not here as well.
All right, cool. So as you're just waiting, you're just like hanging out, you see a little, it's a little golden silkworm, and it's just like crawling towards you. And you see it like, on the counter. It's just like.
In the kitchen or out in the rest, like out where the people
in the
are?
kitchen.
In the kitchen. Okay. Yeah.
And it might have been from yesterday.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if Yi would like take it outside or if she would just kill it. I think she's like scoops it up and then just takes it out the back door and like dumps it out the back door and then comes back in and then looks around immediately to see if there's any more.
All right, cool. As you, when you touch the worm, you sense something. It feels like there's something off about it. What emotions come up for you?
I think sadness is the first thing. And then possibly a little bit of anger. So if it's okay, I think Yi's gonna like kind of peek out to make sure that no one's coming or think that things are okay. And I think she's gonna come back and see if she can give some more attention to these feelings.
Okay. Lamb, do you see all of this happening?
Yeah, because Lamb is actually the one cooking today. Until Hing gets back. So she's like, what are you doing?
Oh, there's a worm here. I was just going to move it.
Speaking of worms, and she like looks out real quick to make sure like it's not that busy and sort of like leans in closer. She's like, did I tell you what Little Shrimp said yesterday when I took him to the market?
No. What did he say?
He said that he read the book, and like I have the book, and she's sort of been flipping through it just to, well, it's been sort of slow. He said that he found an something in this book and tried to recite it, and now there is bugs in the delivery, in all his deliveries.
Oh no. Well, I only see the one, but we've been serving the food. We're gonna have to check the delivery.
I think so too. And I'm trying to see where in the book it is so I can actually read it and see what he's actually done.
Okay, why don't you do that and I'll take over cooking. This
Okay.
seems very important.
Okay.
All right. What's Sam doing?
I'm writing out all the signs to say like no pork today, all that kind of stuff, so that people aren't ordering that, and I maybe handwriting a bunch of new menus so that they don't have anything that we don't yet have, because I don't know what Dad's going to be able to bring back, if anything. So I'm being a little pragmatic, and in the time that I'm not, washing the floors and all the things that Grandma makes me do, I will be making sure that no false information is being presented to our customers.
Nice.
I love how
So-
honest Sam is. It's so great.
We did a good job raising
Aw.
him. Can
All right.
if while Grandma's distracted, am I able to pay more attention to the worm? Because I have psychic as a skill.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see, since these odd emotions came up that I wouldn't normally identify with a worm, I just want to see if I could use that to see what might be going on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
So what do you want to do with the?
I want to. So this came up when I actually went to scoop up the worm, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I want to touch the worm again to see if the same thing happened, or if it was like in my imagination, maybe the stress from yesterday and not having supplies.
Gotcha. Is anyone else there with you, or is it just you?
Well, I think Grandma is there as well, but she's looking through the book, which is also part of the reason why I asked her to do that, so that I could focus on this undisturbed.
Okay. So she can kind of see what's going on. All right.
Yes.
All right. So you pick up the worm. Can I have you roll twice and then see which one's the whatever highest number you get?
Well, 6 is first.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you don't have to re-roll if you don't want to. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, cool. So you pick up the worm and you suddenly feel yourself like transported into this other sort of like dimension type thing. It's like everywhere you see around you is mist. It's just this like weird mist, and you see your grandfather come towards you through this mist, and he's there with his dog. And they both passed away like many, many years ago. So,
Okay. But I knew him and the dog.
Yeah.
I think instinctively I leaned forward to like call the dog, like without, just like that's what I always did. So just kind of lean forward to call the dog.
The dog runs up to you and stops, and then growls.
Oh. I think I'll look up at my grandfather and say, "What's wrong? What's wrong with him?"
He doesn't say anything. Instead, his eyes are sort of like hollowed out, and he's got like worms just like coming out of his mouth.
Yi steps back in shock and in fear. So she'll take a step back.
So as you take a step back, he starts like hopping towards you. And when he gets like very close to you, the vision just fades and you're back into the restaurant.
Okay. So Yi takes a minute. I think she looks over at like getting her bearings and like looks over at Grandma to see if she has noticed anything. Did you notice anything, Morgan or Grandma, or are you?
Nope, she doesn't see anything at all.
Okay.
She's in the book.
Okay. I think the EE is like upset by this, but also knows that there's the restaurant to run. So I think she's going to try to just take the worm outside and try to go back to business as soon as she can. Like she's used to like, I'll think about this later. There's things to be done.
All right, cool. All right, awesome. So Grandma, do you find anything in that book that's useful?
I sure hope so, because I'm looking for anything that's revolving around bugs.
All right, cool. Can I have you roll for that?
Why are there so many of them?
Why are there all the bugs? Okay, so instead of 6, it's 4. Oh, I got a 6. I got 2
Nice.
6s.
Nice. Okay. So there is this one page that's bookmarked. And
Was it bookmarked by Little Shrimp or by the door?
oh, it was bookmarked by the door, definitely. Not by Little Shrimp.
No, not at
That's
all.
the page that got folded in half by the door and got mushed. You need to flatten it.
And it says, bringing back the dead.
Oh, okay. And I'm just gonna start reading it and try to see where bugs are involved in this.
So as you're reading through this, it says that it's possible to bring back the dead, but it's also possible that if the spell goes wrong, then it could create Jiangshi. So there's like a little footnote at the bottom that says, by the way, you can turn to this page if you do rage Jiangshi.
In case of fire, break glass.
So do you flip over to that page?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. On that page, it says, by the way, Jiangshi are very scared of vinegar. If this happens to you, then cover everything that you own, everything that you love in vinegar.
Would I know that's true? Like from my knowledge of being.
Yeah. Okay. I think as a woo, you would know.
So I'm like, vinegar, and I'm just gonna go right through our pantry to find all our vinegar.
All right, cool. Sam, what are you doing?
So I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to really try to upsell all the stuff that we have, because we're probably down to the dregs of what's been left since Little Shrimp made a mess of our pantry. So I would actually like to use my actor facet to copy my mom's entrepreneurship facet and say, hey, what would mom do in this type of case? I'm gonna emulate her business sense and practicalities and add in my own poetic flair to it. So nice. I would like to write up some delicious sounding, enticing descriptions of food, so that people aren't just sad that they're eating leftover cabbage or whatever we have left. Sound good?
All right, sounds good.
Are you putting these as the specials on the window so that everybody sees them?
Exactly. So I'm going to write the specials because apparently nobody has thought to do this. So I'm going to take a little initiative. I mean, this might actually make Dad happy that I'm taking some interest in the family.
You know what you could do?
That's my kid.
You know that Grandma's in the kitchen. You're like, Grandma's specials are up today.
Oh, right. Maybe. Or you're on. Oh, because you're going to be working in the kitchen. Good point. So, okay.
Are you trying to use your actor?
Yes.
Your actorness? Okay.
My actorness.
All right. Go ahead and roll 4d6.
Hey, how can we can't roll anything but sixes? I got a 6.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Don't jinx that.
You succeed very, very hard. What do you write on this board?
So I write on the actually I'm going to take a board from down in the well, it's San Francisco in the 20s, so maybe we don't have a basement. But I'm gonna find a board, and I'm gonna actually grab brushes from grandma, so calligraphy brushes from grandma's room. I know where they are, and she's tried to make me do this forever, to write in Chinese calligraphy style, but I'm gonna actually do it as well as I can. I can't write in Chinese at all, but I can write in English, and I'm going to emulate the brush strokes to write down one day only. Grandma Wong specials on vegetarian feast, because I think we have a lot of vegetables left. I think we're running low on meat. So vegetarian feast, one day only, Grandma Wong specials. Get it while it's hot, or something. I don't know.
Nice. Awesome.
Something that will appeal to Americans.
Very cool. So it's slowly moving into dinner time. And you're noticing that there is an influx of customers, but not as much as the day before. And it's sort of still slow. Like,
oh, my signs didn't work.
It looks great. And you're attracting customers. It's just that, the regulars aren't there, and it's slower than yesterday.
Has Hing returned, or is he still?
So by this time, Hing has probably returned, yeah.
Okay.
So Hing, what are you doing right now?
Well, I mean, I think Hing returns with the big old box and is like, I got food! And he's coming in through the kitchen because, you don't want to bring it through the front.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And so but I think he walked by the front and saw the sign and is just beaming with pride that he made this sign. And he's like, all our problems are gone. Long's family is terrible. His wife's gonna leave him. His business is in the crapper. Like read all of those things. It's fine. Everything's the worst. So he's like, Silver Dragons, everything's going to be horrible for them. I got food, and my kid is, look, they're using their calligraphy, and it's great, right? So he's like skipping along. He's hopping along in happiness.
I hope you're not hopping.
He's not hopping.
Okay, good.
I was just and so he comes in the back in the kitchen with this big old box of stuff. Covered in whatever was dripping on him. I'm sure it was just like water or whatever.
So you see your husband walk in, and
look what I got.
There's something not so great about what's on him right now.
Uh-oh. What is it? What does he see?
Why are you looking at me like that?
What is all over you? And
she moves closer. Just one mole. Stop.
And he's covered in these bugs that you just found, like, that look exactly the same. These like old bugs.
Oh. She takes the food from him quickly and moves it to the counter, giving it just like,
he leans in to give her a kiss.
No, she's
like, that, like the box. Yeah.
Yes, I do know. Yes.
Yeah, know. I feel like no.
She just grabs it, the quickest of glances to see if there's a lot of bugs in the food, but then quickly sets it on the counter because she wants to get Hing out the back door and see what's going on. So I'm ushering you out the back to.
I gotta go change. Something on my.
No, do you
got
see
some schmutz on my?
You're covered.
Some junk.
You're covered in worms.
What?
Where have you been?
And I think like the back door of the kitchen is a glass door. And so, you can sort of get a reflection in glass sometimes depending on the light. Like I think I look in the glass and see like this reflection of this stuff. And like Hing isn't prepared for this kind of thing. So he's like, what's on me? She starts like get it all off. Does Lee help him like get the bugs off?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So she is trying to usher you outside so she can brush you off, because that's what you do for your partner, right? Your partner and your kid.
You see the schmutz off of them, even if they're not dead bugs. Yeah.
So does she feel anything when she touches them, Banana?
So as you're just like brushing your hands through, trying to get these bugs off, you feel like an immense sadness, just like sadness every time you touch these bugs. And do you start crying or?
I was going to say, I think in the moment that she may not know that it's the bugs exactly, and she thinks something might be wrong with Hing. Like it's like he's upset about something. So she's asking him and like tearing up, like, what happened? Where did something horrible happen? Why are you covered in bugs? And she's just like tearing up with.
Cool.
I think it's like super awkward because like King wants to give her a hug, but he's like still covered in bugs, so he's not going to. And he's like, "It's okay. I'm sorry. I did." And I think he starts getting kind of emotional. That like in response, not supernaturally caused by the bug, but just seeing Lee in distress is hard. And he realizes he's covered in bugs, and he still has this ugly mole. And
Oh no.
But yeah, like he tries to like no, I'll be strong. He's like, no, it's okay, it will be fine. I'm trying to think if we would have like a hose in the back. Like I'm trying to think of when water systems. I think in the 30s, it's
We
reasonable.
could probably at least have a bucket of water.
Yeah.
So
So I'm imagining like either dumping a bucket of water on myself or like hosing myself down and like blow them away so that like as opposed to just trying to brush them off and like taking off my clothes too, like stripping down. I think Hing is in his underwear and hosing himself down or drench himself to yellow stuff.
Oh my God.
He wants to make things better for Lee.
So I forgot to mention earlier, Sean, you actually get a D6 because your hopes and dreams are kind of coming into fruition because your child has done this beautiful calligraphy work.
Oh, fantastic.
So you get an extra D6. And Grandma, do you see what's going on? Like, you're...
You certainly hear it.
Hing is not quiet. Yi and Hing have been gone from the restaurant for a while now. This has been like 20 minutes. No one's in the kitchen. No one's, at the front, like except for Sam. Like, are you gonna try and find them or do something?
Yeah, she's gonna hunt them down.
Okay, cool.
She's eventually she gets into the kitchen and like looks at the glass door to the back, and she sees like Hing in his underwear, like soaked in water, crying.
Yeah.
She's like opens the door slowly. She's like, "What is going on with you two? Get in there. Get some pants on."
Stretched.
Hing came back. Something is wrong. Hing came back covered in worms, the same worm that was in the kitchen.
She's gonna toss a towel at Hing. She's gonna grab one from the kitchen and just throws it at him so he can dry off.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I
But I got us groceries." He's looking at Lee.
Yes, you did a good job. Good job coming back with groceries, honey.
I'm just gonna go back to the crate and open it up and make sure they're all not buggy.
So Hing, I'm gonna ask you to roll 4d6 to see if any of the bugs have if they're still clinging onto you.
Yeah, any of them have made their way. Nope.
Wow.
No bugs here.
Wow. Okay. Somehow they've all washed off of you and they're just somewhere else.
It was that bucket of water. It did.
Nice. All right, cool.
It was all the crying. I just scared him off.
All right, awesome. So, Sam, are you still at the front, just taking care of things?
Yeah, nobody else is, so somebody's got to do it.
Right. I think at this point, Sam is the only person in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. There's something that's a little off about the customers that are coming in at this hour. A few of them are they look a little pale, kind of like the customer from yesterday. But instead of one person, it's a few of them, and they're all just pale green.
Okay, so everybody else is in the back, right? Doing what they do.
Whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're too busy to come out. Is the woo facet a facet that I can use my actor skill on? This is like a what would Nine do? WWNNE
Let
situation.
me. So yeah, you could try.
Okay, I want to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
And are we rolling family dice?
Yes. So roll 4d6.
Okay.
And what is it you're trying to do?
I'm trying to.
What'd you get?
I got a
Six.
6.
What?
Apparently,
20
What is
loves
going on?
us.
I don't know. I don't know. We're really good at this. So what I'm trying to do is trying to think. This doesn't seem natural. So is there something supernatural about this? That's what's going on in my head.
So it might be you've heard Grandma talk about this kind of stuff before, and it brings back a memory of when she mentioned that she sometimes has vinegar on hand because for some strange reason, supernatural stuff hates vinegar.
Okay, so on that note, I am going to make sure that whenever I bring food out to people, I also have a little dish of vinegar on the side, as is pretty typical for Chinese food, to serve with a little bowl of vinegar and see what their reactions are. Now I'm channeling my dad's skills as a detective, so that's what I'm going to do.
Nice. All right, cool. So you set a plate down, and a family that's just like gathered around this table.
And are they American or Chinese? Or Chinese?
They're American. And they see this this little plate of vinegar or bowl of vinegar, and they're just like, you see their eyes just like widen, and suddenly they leave the restaurant. So they just like run through the entrance.
Okay. So on that note, I'm gonna run to the back, and I don't care what's happening in the front. I need to talk to Grandma.
Okay.
I think when you run to the back, Hing is running because I think the stairs up to like where we live above are in the actual restaurant itself. So it's like the kitchen is in the back. So
yeah.
Hing has been waiting, and he's waiting. He's been peering through the window. He didn't see you. He saw the customers, and right as he saw those customers leave, he's like, "Oh, phew, those customers are leaving." So right as you're running to the back, he's running forward, and he's wearing nothing but a towel, and he's drenched. And he's because he's trying to get upstairs to get a change of clothes.
Dad, what is going on?
See, I love he's holding the towel like around his waist. He's like,
you look like you're also holding bok choy again in the other hand.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. I think you might be. He's like, see, I loved your menu is so beautiful.
Thanks, Dad, but why are you naked?
That's a good question.
Where's Nine? Where's Grandma?
I should go too. You go back there. I'll go. Yeah. And so then Grandma's in the back.
You're like part way
across. Yeah.
So we go our separate ways, like ships in the night.
The number of times my dad walked around our house in nothing but his underwear is not a few. This is my first experience. Dad's walking around in their underwear.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go find Grandma. Grandma.
Yeah. And she's like digging through the produce now to make sure there's no bugs in it.
Of course, like a good grandma would. Mm-hmm. Grandma, what's the thing with vinegar and people don't like vinegar or things don't like vinegar? I don't remember. You told me when I was a kid.
Why?
Well, I had a hunch. I was thinking like you would think, and I put out some vinegar with the plate of dumplings that I was serving this family, and they looked at it like it was fire, and they ran away.
Have I told you the stories of Jiangshi?
You mean the hopping vampires, Grandma? Those don't exist.
Keep putting out vinegar.
All right, Grandma, but I don't know what that's gonna do. So I go back out and I set up little bowls of vinegar on every table. So, I mean, we're probably running out of the good stuff because good vinegar is actually really expensive. So I'm just putting out like little bottles of vinegar on every table next to the soy sauce and everything and whatnot. There's vinegar on every table now. Vinegar for all.
All right. So as you're putting these little plates of vinegar out, you notice that people are starting to leave. And that's not very good for business. So do you do anything when you see this, or are you like just going to go with it?
This is common knowledge, right? So Yi would be aware that supernatural things tend not to like vinegar.
Yeah.
So I think because of everything that has happened with the vision and the worms, I think that she is going to, instead of her normal reaction being, we have to get the customers back, we need to save business, she's a little more reserved and wants to see who's going to leave. Because at this point, I think she is suspicious that something paranormal is going on.
All right, cool. So you see like a few people leave, like actually run out. But this one person is staying behind, and you notice that their eyes are like glowing red, and they're like their body's just like jerking, and suddenly they stop. They like freeze, and then they look at you, Yi, and they get up and they like hop towards you.
Oof. Is anyone else in the front of the restaurant with me, or is it just me?
I think I'm out there.
Sam's probably out there.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna tell Sam to go get your father. And one of the items that he has is a bottle of vinegar that she carries.
Nice.
And I'm gonna say it's like one of those I don't know if they would have had these then. I don't know if they would have had squeeze bottles.
No.
It's probably just bottles. Yeah,
it's
like
just actual
bottles.
bottle, right? Okay, that makes sense. So I'm just gonna take whatever cork off of it and toss it at the person hopping towards me.
Nice. So you don't need to roll for this, but it gets onto the Jiangshi, and she like freezes in place, and you see just like it's like acid. It's like throwing acid onto someone, and suddenly they're like just simmering down, and like they're just like shriveling smaller and smaller and smaller until you see just like a tiny bug on the floor.
So Sam, did you leave when I said go get your father, or that probably happened kind of fast?
Of course I left.
Okay. Okay. we raised such a good boy, Hing. Well, that's frightening. I mean, this is something that Yi has never seen before, correct?
Yeah, you've never seen this. I don't think anyone's ever seen this.
I think Yi just clutches her bottle of vinegar and backs up to the wall and kind of sinks down, but is just clutching like a safety net, like her bottle of vinegar.
Nice.
Can Hing have made it down and with clothes?
Yeah.
Dad, get dressed. Mom needs help.
Yeah, I think Dad runs down. He has pants on, and he's still buttoning his shirt, and like he's running down. I think we like see like a split screen of him come charging down the stairs, trying to get the shirt on and button it, and then when we like cut back and Lee is against the thing, what just enters into like we see a frame of like the worm and then Lee, and then just a shoe just step, and in Hing's Hing's like single moment of aggressiveness just squishes the worm with his foot.
No, was it a mistaken aggression? Like
no, it was intentional. No,
purposeful. Okay.
Seeing Lee like terrified against the wall and like this thing menacing her, and not knowing why it would be that scary, but it's a bug, and we don't want bugs are bad.
Bugs are bad. But remember, bats aren't bugs.
Yeah, he's not stepping on a bat. He's definitely yeah. So yeah,
very cool.
He just steps on this, squishes this bug.
Okay, so at this moment, like all the other customers see this happen and they've just run out. Like whether they're, infected or not, they're just out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
No one wants to be there.
No one wants to be in a restaurant with bugs. It's
Yeah, exactly. Because of the bugs, not because of the, the thing that just happened with the vinegar.
I didn't see that. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a bug.
So we're moving into the dead of night, and there's you're all still in the restaurant, and there's a lot of commotion happening outside. There's screaming, there's broken glass, there's just like, it sounds like there's a riot happening outside. Grandma, what are you gonna do?
Do I have more vinegar?
You probably have a hidden stash, and you can also don't forget, you can also talk to spirits if you need consulting.
Ooh, what would she talk to spirits about? Oh, yeah, she's gonna try to take this time to try to talk to the spirits and see if they have any guidance for her of how to handle this Jiangshi issue that's going on.
Okay, cool. So you reach out to the spirit world, and 3 spirits come forth, and they are your mother, your your grandmother, and your great grandmother, and they're all woo.
Mm-hmm. It's so good to see y'all again. We're having a slight issue in our city, and I'm looking for advice.
Your mother just looks at you, and she's just like, "Of course you need our help again. What is it this time?"
I believe Jiangshi have taken over the city, and I don't know how to get rid of them.
Your grandmother is just like, "What? This hasn't happened in, well, ever."
She holds the book up, and she's like, some kid decided to read something from this.
Your great grandmother just looks at it and just like looks up the other 2 and then looks back at you. And she's just like, "That is my book."
Wait, how did you get your book?
I don't know. I mean, I only published a few of them.
Oh.
Publish them.
I didn't really publish books.
Oh yeah, back in the day, I printed, a few hundred copies. Not a big deal.
Well, it is kind of a big deal because they screwed up and brought some Jiangshi into our town. So,
wow, I can't believe it actually worked.
Please don't be excited about it now. Just help me hold it. Fix it.
Oh my god, it finally worked! All my research,
Grandma.
all these years.
Oh no! Please.
This moment. This is amazing.
All right, I'm gonna let you soak it in for a minute, and then we need to get back to business. Have it at the moment.
And then the 3 start bickering a little bit because your mother's just like trying to like get her to focus. Listen, your great granddaughter needs your help right now. Please, can you like focus? And she's just like, but my achievements, these are finally coming true. Are you gonna try and like butt into this conversation?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to focus them. So because it's gonna be awful. It's like any older family bickering. She's like, hey, still got an issue. Still have a Jiangshi issue. You can enjoy it when I'm done talking to you, and as long as you need to. But please help me right now with this issue.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yes, dear. What do you need help with?
Jiangshi. I've told you this.
Yes. Did you read the footnote about the vinegar?
Told us the jugs of vinegar.
Oh, so you did. Well, that's all I got, really. Unless you have a rooster.
No.
Well, if you don't have a rooster, then I don't think I can help you.
Wait, what does the rooster do?
Well, I mean, the rooster, everyone knows that Jiangshi are scared of roosters.
Huh. Anyways, so do
I just have to like, sorry?
Do I just go into the town and anybody who sees a Jiangshi just throw vinegar at them? Is that what's happening?
I mean, that's the only option I got for you.
All right, I guess I'm going Jiangshi hunting.
Do you want to roll dice to see if you can get something else out of them?
Yeah, it's the 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I also got a 6.
Oh my god, what's going on? Okay. Okay, so your great grandma is just like, well, then again, now that I think about it, there's also this other way of helping. So, you know those pieces of paper that you could just stick on them? You can kind of like come together as a family and dispel them from the area.
Oh, right, like a
Like a
Exactly.
paper spell.
yeah, it goes right here. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah. Yeah, those things. Yeah.
Oh, they're like words, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. But as long as you come together as a family, I mean, how is family doing, by the way, these days?
Sam refuses to learn any Cantonese,
Oh God.
and Hing and Yi are trying.
They're
They're such a
trying.
good kid. They're so honest.
Wow.
I mean, they're not trying with their Cantonese, but they're trying all together.
I guess that's nice.
I
Just
mean,
don't forget, you have to carry on the family name.
I'm trying to pass it on to Sam, and it's just not.
Is
They really like this American culture.
Are they taking any of your woo spells into heart, or
Well, they did figure out the vinegar thing on their own today, and they remembered that from when I used to tell them. So, but they did not believe about the Jiangshi.
wow? Well, the younger generations, they'll never get it.
I know.
Anyway, just make sure you have these pieces of paper,
Okay.
stick them on their foreheads, and they'll just hop away. Simple as that.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you for your time. Great grandma, please enjoy your publishing is actually working.
I am so happy right now.
And she's gonna try to copy it.
And they all just like disappear.
Love it.
All right, cool. So how spirit papers work. So spirit papers work, if you want to use one, you have a limit of 6, and all you have to do is you have to like stick them on, so how it works, you stick them on the Jiangshi's forehead and they hop away. So mechanically how it works is you as a family have to figure out a word or a phrase that will bring you together as a whole. And the GM will count to 10. And if you can't figure out a phrase or a word in that time, then you fail at trying to get rid of the Jiangshi.
Okay.
But if you succeed, then that's great. They just hop away.
I love this. I love this mechanic.
All right. So she's gonna go back downstairs and try to like find the family and just like family meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because there's no customers here, so there's no. Hing's kind of defeated because there's no customers, but you know.
Well, it's the night now, so like this, we're already closed.
Right. It's dead of night. Sorry, I thought,
Yeah.
but we lost all our customers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that anybody's coming back tomorrow, especially not if they're all. What does Jiangshi eat? Wonder if they'd like what we have on our menu.
Maybe we could have some specials for them.
How about no? And then Lamb is just going to tell them everything about Jiangshi, like what's going on with the vinegar.
Nice.
So if they hop away, does that mean they're not coming back for lunch? Okay. I understand, Mom.
All right, cool. So are you going to go out into the street and find a Jiangshi, put like a thing on them, and then hopefully they'll like sort of dispel the curse?
It would only dispelled on that one, though, right?
Yeah.
Not on the 50 bajillion that are out there.
No, but you have a bit of vinegar left?
So it seemed like to me, just in seeing what I saw, I didn't see the one that Mom threw stuff on. So just ignoring all of that, it just seems to me that there were some really pale people that didn't like vinegar.
Well, I think during this family meeting, I would have mentioned what happened so that everyone is everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Dad, you're pretty smart.
Thank you, kid.
Oh, can you figure this out? Like, do we have to put these spirit papers on everybody?
Um. Yeah, I think King's gonna be like, I mean, that's a lot of paper. Paper costs about 5 cents, 10 cents a sheet, and doing math. What if we just put vinegar in everything? Let me just, I mean, because
Oh, like do a special tomorrow for like vinegar mills?
yeah, and like snuck it in their food. I know you don't like lying to people.
I mean, I'm fine with lying with people. I don't
No.
care about
These
See,
are
I
not
know,
people.
yeah, I know you don't like lying to people, but I mean, they're still coming in the restaurant. They're still coming for something to eat. But we just sneak it in, and
Hmm.
and then we have a little bit going around all of them.
I don't know, Grandma. Will that work?
It
I
should
mean-
work.
I mean, they'll be repelled originally by vinegar, but if they don't know vinegar is there or they can't smell it,
Yeah, we're gonna have to make something they won't be able to smell it over. Make something really strong.
Like fish soup?
Yeah, like fish soup. That's it. See, let's make fish soup.
You're so smart. She touches your cheek.
Mine or C's?
No, C's. You're so smart, sweetie.
I think both Yi and Hing get a dice for that. Get a die for that.
Oh, nice.
I like this plan of sneaking vinegar into all the food
all right.
or into the fish soup.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And then here's the trick: is we have to convince everybody to eat it. That's the one thing.
Well,
We have one thing on the menu tomorrow.
Sam can make some more of his beautiful signs saying it's grandma special. Then everyone will want it.
Dad, do you
Yeah.
think I know I've never asked you and I used to not want to, but if you could teach me how to write fish soup in Chinese, maybe I could put them on the thing so we could get some of the people who can't read English in, because maybe, channeling your detective, maybe that's where this all started. Maybe we need to make sure that we can get everybody, not just the American folk in. Maybe the Chinese American folk need to come and eat this. Maybe, Grandma, do you think we need to have like, I don't know, you talked about the spirit paper. Is that a backup plan? And does anybody know where a rooster is? Can we get a rooster? I don't know. What do you think?
We must know where a rooster is.
I'm sure we know where. I mean, yeah.
We probably
but-
heard of rooster, but we don't know where it is.
And track it down.
I just want to say, like, to the first thing that Sam was saying, like, Hing's like he just lights up. He's just delighted that you want to do this, and I absolutely want to have like the 18 montage scene of us like practicing calligraphy together. Like, I don't have a good like penmanship, but I can show you the characters, and then you can make them beautiful, and like I can draw it on a piece of paper, and then you draw it on the big sign, and
Love it so much.
Oh my god.
I'm feeling the dun 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 dun, montage music going on.
We are the
I
eight.
love it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. So I think the plan is lure them all in, give them vinegar, and any that don't, we spot any that won't eat it, we put spirit papers on their head,
Okay.
send them off.
So we need to make the spirit papers tonight then, before tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Maybe
So
me
you're
and Grandma. Oh, I'm sorry, Banana.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick. Maybe me and Grandma can make the spirit papers since,
They're making the signs.
yeah, since they're making the signs.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So Yi and Lamb, let's go through the spirit papers now.
Oh, jeez.
So when
I'm
going
so
to
bad
count.
under pressure.
Okay, so well, actually, all four of you actually have to like come together as like a group to like figure out
Oh, yeah.
a
Oh.
sentence before you go into doing that. So
And it has to be a word or a phrase,
A
right?
word or
yeah, a word or a phrase
Yeah.
that represents like you as a family unit.
Oh,
All right, so I'm going to count to 10 now.
Like Team Wong.
All right, 1,
Perseverance.
always eat fish
3,
soup.
Always eat
4,
fish soup. I'm fine with that.
5,
Oh, see, fish soup.
6,
Okay.
always eat fish soup.
7. Is that it? Cool. All right, awesome. So always fish soup. I am going to move into spirit paper, and I'm going to write that down. Text.
I literally right now, out of character, am totally wishing that I knew how to write that in Chinese. I don't, because I would have totally taken the freehand tool and drawn that,
And drawn that.
but I can't. So
Nice. Okay. So that is your family motto.
Family motto.
All right, awesome. So let's go back into the daytime checklist. All right, so
Turn
Plan.
undead. I didn't notice that gift.
I did that. That was a joke.
all right. So plan is try to get rid of the Jiangshi virus and also try to get rid of whoever's left. That's like a Jiangshi, right? With the spirit paper.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So
we're
we're
gonna
moving.
lure them all in with the beautiful calligraphy. Like we have to get them all in, and then feed them all the.
Nice.
Does Dad have to teach me calligraphy?
Yeah, I've got Sifu.
Oh yeah. You should. Okay, so you have to teach him. You have to teach them. So to do that, let's go through the Sifu. All right, so you're gonna have to roll the family dice pool.
Cool.
Which is
Before
4
you
right
guys.
now, right? Still?
Yep.
Got a 5.
Nice. Okay. The student gains the skill for that session. So
Perfect.
during this scene, you are going to narrate your montage of how you taught the skill and how well this whole sign making process goes.
I will do it, or
No,
Sam will
yeah.
do it. Okay.
You do it.
Yeah. So so I think that when I think this isn't the first time that I've tried to teach San how to write Chinese, and the first we flash back to like I pull out the little like the notepad where we take orders on it, and like the first math that I taught them was like tallying up orders from customers. Like that's how we did math class was doing that. And so like I'm like, remember when we did math? And we like I think that's like maybe it's like a tiny bit. You know how you like pick up pigeon bits of language anyway, like no matter what. So I try to build from there. It's like when we did the characters for adding, obviously those are numbers rather than letters, but like I feel like there's a little tiny foundation there. And instead of adding up the totals, we're building out the word together. And so yeah, and so I'll draw it on like one sheet of paper, and then Sam will try it, and by the end we've like completely gone through that entire notepad as we've like tried it all out before we're finally like ready to actually put it on the sign.
So Sam, before you go into your sign making, you usually have 0 in Cantonese writing.
I do.
You will have 1 spot filled for writing now.
Nice.
Okay.
Aw.
It's better than 0.
So yeah, go ahead and narrate what that looks like.
Well, it's a trial, but I know this is for the betterment of my family and for the survival of the restaurant past tonight. And so I'm willing to put up with my dad's corny stories and all that kind of stuff. And, would I rather be writing in English? Yeah, but this is for my family and this is our livelihood. And I think by the end of it, I have some kind of, endearing feeling towards my dad, trying so hard to teach me in his corny way, using, the same lessons he used to teach me mathematics when I was a kid. And I'm actually kind of getting into it by the end of it. And I am writing to the best of my ability. So by the end of it all, I've got at least one sign done that says, grandma's special fish soup today only. And there's only one that has no mistakes, and that's the one we're putting up in the window tomorrow. The rest of them, they've got plenty of mistakes, and I've got ink all over my sleeves. And this is I look all messed up, but I'm smiling.
Nice.
Aw.
Oh.
I think I want to say that I mean, I'm not the GM, but I want to advocate for Sam to have a die for hopes and dreams, because in doing all of this, like, it's very clear that Hing sees how passionate you are about making things beautiful and like drawing the stuff, and that like while Chinese is not like your draw, like he very much in this moment, he very much wants to see you do the thing that you care about more than him wanting to do the thing that he wants for you. And I think he says, like, your writing is so beautiful, it will bring everyone to the restaurant.
Aw.
And yeah, I feel like, anywho, I would advocate for Sam getting a die.
I agree. I'm going to give Sam a die.
Yay.
And now you have one die. So we are going to move into, actually, before we move into the last day, what does is there a montage for the spirit writing, spirit paper writing?
Oh yeah, I think there is. You'll see the two of them like cutting the paper up into like the little, like, they're like that wide, I think, and like that long or so, if I've seen them correctly. Getting the inks out, like, the little, putting them in the right places, having the brushes at the ready, and then just both of them just going to town.
Nice.
Air drying them so the ink's not smearing or anything.
Yeah.
Or laying them flat, rather. Ooh, almost knocked them in the water.
Yeah. And I think this is like a good like bonding experience for the two of you as well, because like Yi is psychic and doesn't talk about it much, probably, or
I think Yi maybe hadn't said much before, but she'll probably, and we don't have to play it out, but she'll probably take this opportunity to mention it. I mean, Sam's a teenager, right? So Yi's known her mother-in-law for a long time, and as relationships go with daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws, there's been ups and downs and power struggles and love and all of that stuff. And I think tonight, doing this together, she feels vulnerable and safe enough, I guess, to open up and tell grandma about the psychic stuff, which hopefully is, I imagine in the montage, is hopefully like well received, and it's a very good moment between the two of them.
Aw. What does that look like for Wong Lam?
Oh, yeah, she's happy. She's despite the weirdness that's going on, and this Jiangshi thing, having this moment for her is actually, it's really nice, and she's quite proud of her son's choices, and yeah,
Yay.
Awesome.
approval.
Spirit
Nice.
paper, bringing families together.
All right, cool. So let's go back into the day. So I'm just going to move this over back to the daytime checklist. All right, so we are moving into the last day now. So the last day, that's 2 dice, because everyone's so stressed out. And we are in the morning. During the morning, Jiangshi don't really, come out because They're scared of daylight or something.
Sure.
Um,
And roosters.
so,
And
yeah. So you have all your signs ready. You have all your stuff ready. Everything's ready. So you're still going to have to go through this daytime checklist. Who's going to start delegating the tasks?
I think just in terms of time, that maybe Dad should do it really quick.
Sure. I'll get through it. And I think we're gonna do like the thing that we're I think that we're gonna do the thing that we're like most familiar with, which actually no, I'm gonna yeah, I'm to do it quickly. We're sort of anxious about this. We're gonna stick with our normal things. So so Sam's gonna do all the things up through receiving deliveries, all those little things. And
the deliveries are coming in. Okay.
Deliveries are coming in today?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, Lamb is going to make the mother sauce as always. I think Lamb is also going to do the pantry station and make the rice.
Mm-hmm.
And then between Lee and I Lee will do I'll take my hand at the dumplings this time. So Lee will do the vegetables and the seafood and simmer the soup, and I'll do the dumplings and hang barbecue.
Okay, awesome.
And we're not going to market. That was just a one-time thing. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So
do we have an additional task today because of the decay? Do we have decay?
I don't think we have decay for this one, just because everything was finished last time. So
cool.
Yeah, I think so. That's that. Everyone goes through all their stuff, and we're going to move into the afternoon when service is happening. So the restaurant is open, but no one is coming into the restaurant. Yi and Lamb, what are you doing?
I think Lamb's gonna do like the one trick where she's gonna stand outside, and she's like, and anybody's past like, oh, you want some fish soup? Like, just trying to like charm them in to come eat.
Yeah. People are terrified. There is, the few people that do walk by the restaurant, they're just like, they're really scared. They're just like running. They're trying to just rush home, it seems like. Other than that, the streets are pretty much empty.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. Can Hing figure, like, obviously we don't need to be making meals because nobody's in there. With his like detective ability, can Hing try and figure out what they're all running from? Like obviously there's
good plan.
I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
Presumably the Jiangshi aren't out during the day, but yeah, they're afraid of something. So he's like, he grabs somebody. He's like, what's wrong with you? What's going on?
So the person that you stop in the street, they look pretty frantic, and they're just like, I did you not see what's happening?
No, tell me what's happening.
Okay, so remember a while ago when the government decided it'd be a good idea to have that really ugly thing, that gate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that thing is now just, it's rotting. It's I don't know what's wrong with it. People are running away. They're terrified. It's destroying the town.
Huh. That seems scary.
It's like literally moving.
Oh, it's like a moving gate. Okay.
It's a moving gate. That's
a okay, that's a different story. A rotting gate is, gates
a rotting, moving gate.
Regular wood just rots.
It's rotting and moving at the same time. And there are worms everywhere.
That's unpleasant. That sounds gross.
It's disgusting. Anyway, I gotta go.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, so it sounds like we can't stick around here, fam. How many of those spirit papers did you make last night, Grandma and Ma?
We get 6, you said?
6, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we should load up all the vinegar we can carry and our spirit papers and head towards the gate.
I'm also gonna put some of the soup in good to go containers because that has vinegar in it. So
Nice.
I think we've used all the vinegar and it's all put in the soup. So yeah, I love the idea that we're
Yes.
Nice.
all
Carry
these.
fish soup and spirit papers.
Um,
is there a montage of all of us just like putting on layers of like soup and just
How
pissing up mason jars?
I kind of want to have the trifecta. How hard would it be to find a rooster?
Let's roll for it.
Yeah,
You're a detective.
I'm
Detect.
a detective. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's roosters in markets. I mean,
Sure, there are.
you
Yeah.
can get them in butcher shops and things like that, right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, awesome. Let's
All right, cool.
roll. So we're rolling family dice, which is only
Yep.
2d6.
Now you might have some extra dice too. So,
I have my own. I can
Yeah.
roll them,
but then it's gone.
but
Remember.
then it's gone. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I have 2 right now.
Yeah, you can roll the 2 and then add another one if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the
Oh,
family
that's
2 and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 5, and with my detective, I bumped that up to a 6.
Nice. All right, awesome. So,
Detective Rooster Finder. That is
Yes.
are you? What does it
Okay.
look like? Are you walking down the street? Like what?
yeah.
what does it
So
look
I
like to you?
think I go back into the kitchen, and we have all of our vendors. We have a list of all of our vendors, and I'm flipping
Mhm.
through it. I'm flipping through, and I'm like, okay, which one of them? Aha! And it's like Sam's Butcher Shop, and they had live animals, and so yeah, I'm going through. And normally would get a delivery, but in this case, I'm hopping on a bicycle and riding my way to the butcher shop to get a rooster, to get a live rooster.
All right, cool. So you get to the butcher shop and no one's there,
Yeah.
and some of the cages are just open.
Nice. I start going through the cages and looking to see if there's any that are still closed with a bird in them, or if there's a rooster in the back. If there's a rooster, pecking around in the backyard.
So you find a rooster just like hanging out, just
Yeah.
very calm, just looking at you.
All right. I think this may have been some foresight, but I think I'm gonna have, if it's okay, I'm gonna have like in my pocket, I've got like a handful of sesame seeds, and I like drop a few seeds to like try and lure the rooster towards me.
Blades in the dark. We'll allow it.
What's that?
So,
Like Blades in the dark.
Yes. Flashback.
nice.
Oh,
So it
flashback.
follows you, and you successfully now have a rooster.
Yeah, I pick it. I like once I get it to like close enough, I snatch it up, and I'm riding back on the bicycle with.
Remember, tuck its head under its wing. Tuck its head under its wing. Dad.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Don't
Yeah.
fall asleep.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
So all of this is leading up to this gate that you're all going to try and defeat. The
Right.
big
So,
boss.
do we have a car or anything? Does our family own a car?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Yeah.
We have a wagon.
You have a wagon, yeah. Probably have a wagon.
Okay, so we're gonna put all of the vats and bottles of soup that we've infused, our vinegar infused soup. That actually sounds like something you'd write inside a cooking magazine. And we're gonna put it on the wagon, and I'll be pulling the wagon because Grandma's too old to do that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And where are we going? Are we going to the park where this was built?
So the gate is built on the edge of Chinatown. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's like a welcoming.
It's not
thing.
very welcoming.
It's
But
not
okay.
very welcoming.
Okay, so we're gonna go towards the gate. We know where this gate is. We just haven't seen it lately because we've
Yeah.
been busy.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't think we leave Chinatown very often, right? Like we
No.
wouldn't pass through it very, very regularly. So
Mm-mm. Yeah. So you get to this gate, and by the time you get there, it's evening, and the Jiangshi are getting ready to come out.
What? Come out of the gate?
Yes,
Come out of,
they're coming. So the gate isn't actually all made out of wood. You'll see that there are like people sort of like attached to it, or Jiangshi attached to it. And so they're just like crawling out of this thing. They're like starting to code towards you.
okay. Armed with a ladle, I'm scooping out soup and throwing it at them.
Nice.
Ladling
Awesome.
it. Ladling it.
We have jars, did we say? Some.
Yep.
I think we said we have like to-go containers of it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely throw a couple at the gate.
All right, awesome. Every time you do that, the Jiangshi just like shriek and like melt back into the gate. Some of them even like try to run away from you.
And I think I would like to like if Lamb, if you have the spirit papers and you, I don't know, are you thinking of putting them on the gate? You think that might be effective, or?
Yeah, I want to go to the gate once it's cleared of some Jiangshi and try to slap a paper on the.
And I'm going to try and guard you by holding the rooster like out in front. So I'm like,
They were like back to back.
Like a rooster gun.
And we're laying down soup cover fire
Yes,
from the wagon.
right. Catapulting soup.
Yeah, catapulting soup.
All right, awesome. So you're sticking these spirit papers all over the gate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. When you're doing that, the gate stops moving. It's just like freezing in its tracks. It's just static. Usually it would look like sort of like, you know, how Gumby walks. Funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But it's just like still and it's frozen. And the Jiangshi just like are trying to reach out at you. They're like clawing at you. But some of them are also just like static now. As you're doing all of this, Lamb, you hear a voice, and it's your great-grandmother calling towards you, calling to you from beyond the grave. And she's just like, "Make the rooster crow. That'll make everything better."
And she looks over at King and she's like, "Make it crow."
Also, buy my book.
Ignores that part.
Also do what? Yeah, Hing is holding. He's like, crow, cock-a-doodle-doo, and I'm thinking like, when does a rooster crow? Rooster crows in the morning, right? Like first thing, right? And it's night out right now. It's dark, so Hing does not know rooster physiology, but I'm gonna try and find like, are there any like bright light? Are there any like bright street like lights from a street light or anything like that are nearby?
There are a couple of like gas lamps just like hanging out.
Cool.
If you want, you can roll to see if you can like light them, and other people can help as well. They can like, because this is like near the end of the game, you can probably use up your individual dice as well.
Cool. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try and find a gas lamp that I can light, and with the idea of like keeping the rooster's head like tucked under my arm, so it goes from really dark to really bright all of a sudden, and it like thinks it's the sun coming up. I don't know.
Nice.
That's my plan.
Nice.
We'll see if it works.
Yeah. If anyone wants to help, they can all roll dice as well.
Yes.
Sure.
Cool.
I think.
Wait, did you get a...
I say roll dice, but I think we got it. I got a 6.
Yeah.
You got 6? Okay, cool. Wow. All right, awesome.
It would have been actually cooler if I'd got lower, and then we could have like, oh, let's all throw in.
The rooster, shocked at this, just crows really loud, and you see the gates melt back into what it looked like before. People are like stumbling out as if they just come out from like a long dream or a long nightmare, and they're just like wondering what's going on, and they're just like looking at you, looking at all of you, and they're just like, what just happened?
I try to feed them some soup.
I was gonna say, we have a wagon full of fish soup. We're like, today's special fish soup.
Special.
We're there so they can feel safe. So like, here, have some soup. You've been through a lot.
Wong's Jade Garden. Always. Come eat at Wong's Jade Garden.
Awesome.
I think
Nice.
that's perfect.
Awesome.
That
So
is the final act.
I think that's the final act. Before we end, let's have everyone go around and monologue what happens at the end, like after this is all done. What happens to the restaurant? You know, whoever wants to start.
I have an idea for Hing, and it may or may not affect you, Sen. So I'll do it so you can decide riff
Sure.
off of it or not. So Hing is, I think this is the case of right place, right time. I think we get a whole. Oh darn it! Hold on, we just lost our connection.
Oh no.
So everybody can see us but not hear us. 1 sec. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Of course, as right as we're wrapping, that's what happened. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that all. We lost our connection for a second. So we should be back. Are we well, again, minor delay. Okay. I'm gonna wait till I confirm we're good, but I'm pretty sure we are.
All right, awesome.
So Hing is I think Hing thinks this is the case of, or I think this is the case of right place, right time, that if we were struggling for customers before, we have just got a ton of them now, because as all these people just came out of this weird catatonic state, they just had this delicious fish soup, because although it had vinegar in it, it's our family motto, always have fish soup.
Yeah.
And so I think it becomes our new regular item, and it causes it becomes a hot, an in demand. Our vinegar fish soup becomes an in demand thing. It's not only known for being delicious, but also being good luck. Um, and the reason why I think this affects Sam is that I think King's happiest moment was with C was not the fact that they were making the sign, but the fact that they were doing something they really cared about. And I don't know if C was thinking about going to college or whatnot, but I think Hing brings like a couple, because they're 17. That's about the time that you'd be applying, and I think Hing brings C a few UCSF and I don't know, Berkeley, 1933. I'm pretty sure that's right when Berkeley was being founded, right now. So a couple local college applications as like a way of saying, like, if that's really what you want to do, that's that's okay with him. Yeah. So that's my little wrap up on my little bit.
Anyone else?
Go ahead, Kristen.
I was taking a breath to think. If you have something, go ahead.
I think Lamb is going to actually pass that heirloom to Yi and give her book on what is it? Old Texas shamanism. Since she indulged that she was, psychic, so she's like, you might find this so useful. And also passes the old great grandma's book as well. And she's like, don't cast any spells, but at least learn from it. And then from there, I think she might take a vacation to go back home for a bit, like to go visit.
Nice. To go home and spit on it.
Yeah.
I think, was that it, Morgan? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Off. I think that while Grandma's on vacation, Yi probably finds some comfort in things returning to normal. It seems like she was really fearful of losing tradition, but having to fight hopping vampires taught her that we'll always be a family. And so I think she has some more comfort and stability in that. And she's enjoying kind of running the restaurant while grandma's on vacation.
Nice.
Is very touched by being passed an heirloom, obviously, as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very cool. And I think for me as Sam, I am going to actually take my dad up on the offer to go to Berkeley to apply. Berkeley was founded, I think, in like the 1868. So we're good. We're good. We can go to Berkeley. Chronologically okay. And then, but I'm not going to go to Berkeley for writing. I might take that as my elective. That's fine. I'm actually going to go to Berkeley for business administration, and I'm going to come back and cry. But I'm going to run the restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that's kind of what I found through this experience is that, you know, something that is worth keeping around, something that your family gives so much to is definitely worth keeping around. And I think Sam wants to see this just perpetuate and keep on being a thing. As our family gets older, will it always be in our family? I don't know, but I don't want to be the one to break the chain.
You know, nice.
Oh.
Bad luck.
Bad luck. Nice.
But also, I think he saw, they saw the value in that. So cool.
Wonderful.
Oh,
That's really sweet.
I love that.
Well, thanks everyone for playing.
This was so good.
thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry
you.
we ran a little bit over, but I hope thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Yeah, let's just say our farewells. Let's after that beautiful story. I'm Sean. I use he/him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter. I'm very excited to keep playing more games. The thing coming up, not right after this, it got delayed, but this evening is going to be Blue Coats Blades in the Dark, and they're investigating the Ghoul case, and that'll be at 8 p.m. tonight on this channel. So just swing on back by. How about you, Morgan?
Yeah, I had a blast. My name is Morgan Nuncio. My pronouns are both they, them, and she, her. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Serena Bezos. I am delighted to do this. This was great. Thanks for inviting me, y'all. Really appreciate it. And what about you, Sen?
So thank you so much for partaking in our game. Loved playing it with you, and I'm super happy that you enjoyed it. What's happening for me next? We have a Kickstarter coming up in July for our next board game, which is going to be Complexity, which is a tile-laying city building game set in outer space. And then I hope very soon that Banana and I can actually share some super cool news with you. Can't share it now. There might be some things that need to be signed, but Banana and I should have something really super, super, super cool to share with you in the future about our gaming prospects. So yeah, it's awesome. What about you, Kristen?
Yeah, I'm Kristen Devine, she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Kristen is no Jedi. And you can also find me on rolltoplaynetwork.com. I run a podcast there, which most or all of these wonderful people have been a part of at one point or another. And as far as game design or writing games, which I do as well, you can find me at diceupgames.com. Sen and Banana, thank you so much for allowing me to play test this game. It was wonderful. I think that being able to have fun fighting vampires and also have genuine emotion about family ties is phenomenal. And I'm just so excited to support this game and play this game and tell everybody about this game. And Sean, thank you for having me on. This is my first time on. And if you're ever looking for players, I'd love to come back. This has been a blast. Yeah. And Banana, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you everyone so much for playing this. First of all, my name is Banana Chan. You can find me on Twitter as banana_chan_vid. I use she, her, they, them. And yeah, I am working on a few things right now, including this game with Sen, as well as Nutshells with Kira McGrun. And this has been an awesome experience. Thank you so much for letting us play this on actual play, Sean, and just like everyone for playing. This was great. Just really happy.
Yay! This has been fantastic. Well, and yeah, thanks all around, because thank you for coming on and running this, and thanks everybody in chat for hanging out. It was great having you with us too. So we will see you shortly for Blue Cuts. Bye all.